Imagine stepping into a brand new school, clutching your backpack tightly, heart pounding, eyes darting nervously as whispers follow you down the hall. You just want to blend in, to be invisible, until the moment the unthinkable happens. Your dress is yanked, laughter explodes, and suddenly the whole hallway feels like a spotlight of cruelty burning into you. But then, something changes. What if the shyest girl in school, the one everyone underestimated, stood up in a way that nobody saw coming? What if the victim became the hero? This isn't just a story about bullies in a hallway, it's about courage, self-respect, and finding your voice when the world tries to silence it. The first day at Lincoln High was supposed to be a fresh start for Emma. She wasn't like the other kids, her family had moved 3 times in 2 years, and every new school felt like starting life over from scratch. She walked into the crowded hallway in a simple floral dress her mom had sewn. To Emma, it was more than just fabric. It was comfort. It was her safe place stitched together with love. But to the wrong crowd, it was an easy target. The whispers started first. A group of 3 girls, Tara, Melanie, and Brooke, looked her up and down with sneers that could slice through glass. "What is she wearing?" "Looks like Grandma's curtains," one giggled. Emma tried to keep her eyes on her locker, fingers fumbling with the combination, cheeks burning. She had spent years learning to make herself small, to take up less space, to avoid attention. But the universe had other plans. As Emma turned to head to class, Tara's hand shot out, tugging at the hem of her dress. The sound of fabric tearing echoed louder than the morning bell. The hallway froze. Gasps. Snickers. Then the laughter, sharp, cruel, endless. Emma's breath caught in her chest. The dress that had made her feel safe was ripped open, exposing not just her clothes, but her vulnerability. Tears threatened to spill, but she clenched her fists, knuckles white, her body trembling, not with fear anymore, but with something new. What nobody knew about Emma was that for years she had trained quietly in the evenings with her uncle, a retired karate instructor. Her parents thought it was just for fitness. To Emma, it was survival. She had never planned to use it. She never wanted to. But when Tara shoved her again, pushing her into the lockers, the switch flipped. The shy girl's silence broke. Emma turned, eyes blazing. Enough. The laughter faltered for a second, confusion replacing mockery. Tara smirked, or what? And then it happened. With one swift, precise movement, Emma's palm struck out in a practiced karate chop. Tara stumbled backward, the shock on her face almost comical as she crumpled to the floor. The hallway erupted, not in laughter this time, but in gasps and stunned silence. The other 2 girls froze, wide-eyed, as if they had just seen their queen fall from her throne. For the first time, Emma wasn't invisible. For the first time, the power wasn't in their hands. Word traveled faster than wildfire. By lunch, everyone knew the new girl took down Tara Simmons. Emma sat at a corner table, tray untouched, hands shaking from the adrenaline that still coursed through her veins. She hadn't wanted to fight. She hadn't wanted to be noticed like this. Yet a strange thing began to happen. Students who had never looked her way before walked past her with nods of respect. A boy from her math class muttered, "That was awesome." Another girl whispered, "You're braver than I'll ever be." Emma felt warmth creeping into her chest, something she hadn't felt in years, belonging. But the day wasn't over, and battles weren't won that easily. By the time last period ended, Tara and her crew had cornered Emma by the exit doors. Tara's hair was still a mess, her pride more bruised than her body. "You think you're tough? You embarrassed me in front of everyone," she spat. Emma stood taller than she thought possible, heart racing but voice steady. "No," she said firmly, "you embarrassed yourself. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to learn. I just want to be left alone." For a heartbeat, the tension crackled in the air. Then Tara lunged again. But this time, Emma didn't strike. She simply stepped aside, letting Tara's anger carry her forward into the wall. Gasps filled the hallway once more. Emma looked Tara in the eye and said quietly but firmly, "Strength isn't about hurting people. It's about protecting yourself. You should try it sometime." Silence. Tara's 2 friends backed away, unsure, unwilling to follow her lead anymore. And then, it happened. A slow clap started from a nearby student. Then another. And another. The hallway filled with the sound of applause. Not mocking. Not cruel. Genuine. For the first time, Emma wasn't the shy new girl, or the victim, or the outsider. She was the girl who stood up, not just for herself but for everyone who had ever been pushed down. From that day forward, something shifted at Lincoln High. Bullies walked with less swagger. Victims walked with more hope. And Emma. She learned that courage wasn't about never being afraid. It was about choosing to rise anyway, even when your voice shakes and your heart pounds. So the next time you feel small, the next time the world tries to tear you down, remember Emma. Remember that even the shyest voice can roar when it matters. And who knows? Maybe your story, just like hers, will inspire someone else to stand tall.